Hello, it's me again. Welcome back. My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of the Flower Patch in Mansfield. Today we're going to make a small little display to put on your coffee table or on on a cabinet or anything like that. I've already put them oasis in and put my moss on already. I found this in a little charity shop. I brought it home and I decided to put a bit of twine around it, glue it on there once it's gone around so it doesn't move, just to add a little bit more of a feature. So today we're going to do, like I say, just be making this small pot, and I'm doing it in, again, autumn colours with the greenery, with the fern, with the oak leaves, with some birch and some more fern like that. I've also got here bits of wheat that I've already cut down. The majority of this I've already cut down ready, just to add a bit of different texture with the spiny bits on. And I've also got a slight bit of like pampas grass, maybe to add that in as well. I've decided that I'm going to put some oranges in. I also have lemons and pomegranates and things like that, but today it's going to be oranges. So with me having the oranges, I've decided to get some primrose and add some nice beautiful coloured primrose in. And in the centre of it, I just want to put one sunflower and some small little daisies, again, that I've cut down ready. And also I may put in a bit of yellow just to give it a bit of contrast with the little calla lilies and your yellow carnations. I've already fluffed the majority of everything up, so we can just crack on and get stuck in. Right, to start off with, we're going to fill the foliage in again. I'm going to add bits of the autumn fern with a different dark and light orange in. If you can see, that's going to go around here, 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 and the corners, just for now, and maybe a couple in the centre as well. So let's start and let's get this this nice feature already made. So here we go. Push it in like I've shown on my other videos. The leaves on these don't bend over, but the stems do. So you can just manipulate it into a slight curve. But the leaves on here do twist around if they look like they're upside down. So that's one. I may not put everything in again. Like I've stated before, I like it to look full, but I do know when I need to stop. So we're going to carry on just inserting these into the oasis. If you can see, and we're just going to slide it in the corner and slightly tip over and twist your leaves to the correct side so they're pointing without the little vein at the back showing. Turn that upside down. It's a terrible day today here in Mansfield. All it is, it's absolutely raining like mad. It's quite chilly as well, so as you can see, I've got a hoodie on today while I'm in my workshop. Right, to put the last two in. I hope it's not as bad as it is where you all are and what it is here. I put these two in the centre like that. Just slightly bend over. Oh, and my cat's not with me today. He's decided to stay in the house. So I think that's a bit of a blessing for me, because he won't be chewing my things. These are push-ups as well, so you can also push them up into position, higher or lower. Right, that's those first 6 in, and now I'm going to use the green fern. Some of these have a pick on that a wooden pick that I've already attached and put a bit of floral tape around it because the stem wasn't very long. So to extend it, I've attached the floral pick. And we'll put that one in there. These also bend over. The leaves don't bend, it's just the stem. And this is a very dark green fern, so I'm hoping that this takes, you know, contrasts against it and makes it, the arrangement that we're putting in, stand out. So we're just going to keep doing this until you think you've got enough in. And I'm going to add some standing up, not just leaning over the sides, because we want it to look natural. I'm all for natural. And I'm going to put probably 4 or 5 of these in. Take the excess glue off. You don't want it going onto your moss if you put too much on, because it will go onto your moss instead of into your oasis if you put too much on. I think they're enough on there. I may put, as you can see, just like that, I may put just odd green under there, as you can see where there's space in between the 2 corners. But first of all, we're going to carry on and just add a bit more different colour. Right, I have these, which are autumn, the foliage, and I think they are absolutely lovely. And with them having the orange and the lighter green and a slightly darker green or an olive green, they've got different shades, so they sit really well when you're doing an autumn theme. I don't want them, I don't think, that long. I do have some that are smaller, but too small, so I want to cut these in half. To that size. Just bend the stem and, as I always say, just manoeuvre it so it looks real. You see, I've just accidentally pulled that one off, so with me again having my glue pan on, I shall glue it in, because we don't want it to keep coming off for your customers. Right, so I might put these here. So we'll lift up. I hope you can see. We'll lift up, just place it at an angle, oops, and push it in. If you want it to go further in, then just keep pushing in until you feel that it's at the length that you like it. I'll put another one under here, if we can see. And just slightly bend that one over as well. Let's lift that up so that one's there. Right, I've got another one that we'll cut down. I always, if the leaves are very close to the bottom of the stem, I just do that to hold them up so nothing goes into the glue pan while I'm dipping my stem into the glue. And then I should put one this side as well, at the bottom. And just slightly bend it over. I've got another piece. And we'll put that. Also, oops. See, sometimes if I don't concentrate, you get bits of wispy glue on you. So under here, under your fern, bend over like that. And I've got one here that's a double, and then I've only got one together. So I might just put those in the centre as a feature. If I just cut this one down, so then I have two little doubles and this one. So we'll put this in the middle, face it that way towards the outer side, and then these two will sit together as well to mimic the one I've just put in. So then we'll put that there. And then that one there. Just get the glue bits off. So I'll show it you. So can you see from that? You may see little bits of dried glue. Just pull them off. It's not going to harm anything. And that's how we've got so far. So I do have just a couple of these. Oops, they're all tangled together. That I may want to stick at a height. In fact, I think I'll put these ones in first. And they're also on a wood pick to extend them. We'll stick that in there. And then we'll also stick that one there. I do also have the oak leaves. I've put those on a wood pick. These are some oddments I've had left from a stem. Like I say, I don't throw any away. I keep them all, and then for things like this, if not long enough, put them again on a wood pick to extend them so I can use them. So we're going to put these in, just in between, as you can see. Let me lift it up for you. Just there, and that adds a different colour to your arrangement. And we'll get another, and we'll do the same on the opposite side. Just move your foliage a little slightly out of the way, and there you have it. We're going to use two more. Gosh, this glue's just following me around today. It's better. And I'll put one, let's put one here, look. Just there. And the last one. We're going to put here. Just fluff it up if you still think it needs to be fluffed up. That's what we have now with putting those in. I hope you like it so far. You don't have to actually put flowers in. You can just put different coloured greeneries in to give it, you know, I don't really know how to explain it, but just to give it an effect where it's like just autumn and all the flowers are finished and it's just, you've got your leaves now. But we're not going to do that. I'm not going to use these yet. I might not want them. And I've also got these slight little berries as well that I used yesterday. I hope you can all see those as well. And I think they're so nice. And they can either be, well, they look lovely in a summer arrangement, autumn, winter, spring. Doesn't matter really, but they come in very handy for a slight bit of different texture to any arrangements that you decide you'd like to do. Right, for these we're going to also put in each corner here. And let it just hang on its own. Let me use that one because it's a bit longer on the stem. And any that I don't use, I will save. So again, there's a slight bit of a gap there where I can put something. Just push it in and just let it sit. This one's got a bit of sharp bit, so I'll just took that off. And we'll do the same here in this one. Just to let it sit how it wants. To give it that free flowing movement. And I'll put one in here as well. See, as you can see, that just slightly adds a different texture amongst the leaves and everything. I do have these ferns. I'm considering having those so they're just hanging over the side. And it's a lighter colour, and I think it'd go really well with the different shapes of it. It's just so nice, and it just takes away all different ideas. Some people might think, oh, they're a bit clumpy, but no, they will make your arrangement look fantastic. See, just by sitting that there, that's what you have here. Let's get another one. I don't usually work in even numbers. I'm usually in odd. But I have this square plant pot, so I thought, well, why not put things on each corner? Let's just cut that one. I always cut at a 45-degree angle, as I state on most of my videos, as this will help for your foliage to actually get into the oasis easier than if it was just flat. Right, so I hope you can see that at the moment. I've got two of these that I also want to put in because I've got those. So we'll also put those in. Also to add texture. These have got wire in, so you can manipulate them into any position. Right, I do have also some of this greenery that I don't think I'm going to use. Let me put that on the floor. Now, the wheat, I grow this on my garden in a pot, and then once it's got to the stage like this, I cut it all down, and then I turn it upside down and put it in a dark room and dry it out. You can buy this from any florist wholesalers or online, but if you've got it in your garden, you might as well do it yourself. Right, so we're going to put this here and let that stick up. Has everybody been making their autumn arrangements? as it's coming round very quickly. Us florists have to be at least a month to 2 months ahead in seasons. I know a lot of people will say, oh gosh, we haven't got over summer yet, but we have to prepare for when the summer's finally finished. Oops, I've just bent that one, I'll redo it. Just position them into where you like them. I'm going to put the oranges in nearer to the end. I'm going to start putting some floral in, so I don't think with the rest of this greenery I'm going to use it. As you can see, we've got quite a lot of greenery in all around, and then once you fill it with your flowers, it'll look quite full. Right, the sunflower, I'd like to sit that in the centre. I've cut it down off the stem to about there because I've got a feeling I don't want it too high and I don't want it too low. So I decided to cut in between because the stem was quite long. And that will sit in the centre. Like that. I'm going to use my primroses. I'm not so sure about the greenery under it. It's very papery, as you may hear. So I think I'm going to take that off. I don't like things where it's the feeling of it isn't real. So we'll take those off. I'm going to use 5 of these. Take the tag off as well. And they'll just slide down, so you can just pull them off quite easily. And you're left with that. I tend to, with all my things, just slightly buff it up, bring it out a bit. My cat's back. And do it like that, instead of like just having one where it's so compact. As you can see from there, how different they look. One closed up and one opened up. I prefer they open up. You can have them closed up if that's the style you prefer, but with me liking the natural look, I prefer them to be open. Right, we're going to put these on around the display as well, and we're going to sit that just slightly lower than the sunflower. And put that one there. Let's get the glue on it and also get this one in. I am on my turntable again today, so I can manoeuvre my arrangement around just to check that everything's as it should be, that I've got no extra gaps. When I say gaps, I'm not saying small gaps, I'm thinking big gaps. In any flower pots on your garden or plant pots in your house, you can sometimes see the bottom of your plant pot. So on this display you will perhaps see odd bits, but you'll see the moss, and there's nothing wrong with that. Move that. I have one left. Right, I'm going to save that. I do have the calla lilies and just 3 of my carnations that I cut off again from the stem, knowing that I wouldn't want more than 3. So I'm going to sit those in as well, so they can just droop over like the others. And I'm going to place 3 in. Slightly bend it so it looks like they're also growing under the bottom. And then one more here. It does get harder to see where you're placing things the more you have in. Let me show you this. Right, that's how it looks now. We're still not finished. We're still going to keep putting it more in. You can finish if you like and stop there, but I'm not. I like to carry on. Right, we now have a few little bits of pampas grass that I cut because the stem was down here, so I just basically chopped it off here. And in fact, I may end up chopping it slightly smaller. And we could put those, you know, just where they're just hanging over at their own free will. If you want to stop the fluff from coming off of your pampas grass, get a bit of hairspray. Just spray it with the hairspray and it'll stop. Because I don't like it if a customer's buying it and they go home and then they move it all anyway, and then they spot that fluff or little feathers are starting to drop off. I hope you can see it's very fine, but it's very nice, very soft. So as you can see, I've placed that one there. So I'm just going to put this one in here and let that just hang on its own. I'll get one that's got a bit more on. Oops, that's gone in my glue. That's not good. Hey, that really isn't good. I need to get a wire to get it out. There we go. You see, the mistakes do happen even while you're making a video. So I'm only putting 3 in because if I put more in, it's going to really take over. Let's get rid of my rubbish. Put them on the floor, I don't want them. Now I've got my little daisies. I'm going to add, just dot these around just to fill in the gaps here that we see. And sometimes I tend to put them slightly lower than the height of what the flowers are here, but that's only to give it depth and to fill it up and to make it again more natural. If you want to manoeuvre your stem, make it a bit more fluffy and natural when you put it in. and just spread them. Is anybody doing anything good this weekend? I've decided to go to help my husband at work. He's very busy. So I told him I'll go in and help him, as he runs his own business as well. And one here in this corner. Again, just to give it a bit of depth at the bottom. Right, we're finally with our oranges, but before we do that, I'll show you how it is now. Don't you think that looks better with bits of softness in it as well as just the you know, the green foliage? It gives it that softness. So let's, oops, I've forgotten my lilies. How can I forget my lilies? You see, these will help this, if I put these here, they will just stick out like that. I've got them in yellow just to go with the sunflower and with the yellow carnations, and also you've got the yellow on your leaves. So I may just put 3 in. I don't think I want any more than 3, with them being quite long and wispy. Like that. And then again, you find a place you'd like to position it, just move all the things out the way until you've put it in. In fact, I might need 4. Yeah. So just move that to the side of each other, part it, and just place it in. Yeah, 1 more. Have you noticed that I always say just 1 more and then I end up putting quite a few more in? Oh dear. We can't have that in. So because that has dropped off, I'm not going to use that for the customer. So it'll be this one. Make sure that's on. And then we'll put that one there. Now, don't you think that looks much better with those calla lilies just hanging over as well to meet up with the pampas grass? And I've set the boundary around here, so I don't want to go any further out because it's only meant to be a small one. So we'll move that out of the way because there's no use now. I can see bits of stringy glue. Just take it off. Right, oranges. I wasn't sure I was going to use these today. You can get these off any wholesalers. You can buy them in bulk. You can buy them just 1 single stem. It doesn't matter. I tend to buy a bit of both really, sometimes in bulk, and also there's times where I just buy probably about 5 or 6 stems of it. Perhaps because I'm just running low, so I'm just topping it back up. As you can see, what I'm doing, I'm keeping this one on the main stem, but where I've chopped the others, as you can see, here it's left something sticking up where that stem was. So I've tried to remove those because it's not looking professional by keeping them on. And the customer, if they spot that, they're gonna, you know, basically think that, oh well, she's used all her odd bits. And we don't want the customer to think that. We need to be professional and do his job. Please, you know, the customer who's paying. Right, with these, let's see. We've got some that are slightly longer. Yes, I should put the slightly longer ones in at just behind the pampas grass. So then that will bend over. Can you all see? Now, don't that look delicious? Makes you feel like you want to eat it. They look so realistic. I don't know if you can see, but they really do. They're like baby satsumas. But they've even got the grooves on like the skin. How's the real ones? So we're going to put one here where this pampas grass is, just slightly above that. Let that dangle. Let's see which one's the longer one. This one. Want them relatively the similar size. Let's get that one just again the similar position, just behind the pampas grass. I may want to just slightly bend that there so you can see. Yes, I think that's, I might actually with these three put them along the bottom. I can see it, the odd gap or space, not gap, space that I could put them. So I'm going to, I think, put one at the front where the bow is, so you can see that it's at the bottom. I don't want to hide them because they're very good, very nice, and you know, I think people will enjoy seeing oranges scattered about. So I've got one there, so I'll put one under here at the back. I might put one just sticking up at the top. On this one though, I may have to put a wooden pick on just to give it that height. Let's just take all these bits off. So I'm going to put a wooden pick on. It's got a bit of copper wire behind attached to it with a point on the end, so it makes it easy to go in. So all you do with this is wrap it round your stem, your flower stem, your foliage stem, until it's gone all the way around. Get a bit of floral tape, just slightly put it above where the wooden pick is, around here, and then start wrapping your tape around that way so it covers the top of the wooden pick as well. So as you can see, I've joined it up. You just slightly pull on the tape to activate the sticky side, and I keep going down past the wooden pick at the bottom to secure a bit more tape on there, just to give it a slightly bit more strength. Pull off, and then we'll put this one in the centre. And there we go. So today, that's a little arrangement. If you feel like you would like to have a go at it, please do. And I hope that you all enjoy it while doing it. And I'm just going to come a bit closer and show you. That's the finishing of it as it is now. where you can see there's lots of foliage. There's a nice big sunflower in the centre. Your lilies copying the colour of the sunflower, and on the leaves here you've got orange, which these are copying, and also with your flowers, with your primrose. So I hope you like that, and I hope you enjoy it if you have a go. And it's very good, and it'll sit on any, like I say, coffee table or anything. So please have a go, and I hope to see you again soon. If you like, please go onto my page and share it. If you wish, subscribe, and please send me a lot of your photographs. I'd love to see your photos of the wreaths or arrangements that you've all done. And it'll probably, like I've said many a times, maybe you could give me some inspiration on something different to make. Well, I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. I won't be here over the weekend. Like I said, I'll be helping my husband at work. So all the best, everybody, and take care and stay safe. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.